Everybody, and welcome to excuse me, I'm still just waking up and my throat is very chunky. Yes, my Fortnite just updated. um Also, I have voice down so I can actually talk and not get interrupted by the in-game voice, or not in-game voice, but the map's voice audio. um I'm gonna be here to talk about the Nebula grind, because as of the clip that you would have seen, or you would either be seeing now or would have seen at the beginning, I have technically done the bare minimum, which is get Nebula on 33 weapons in the game. Now, normally when it comes to getting Nebula and getting the final camo mini game, I like to focus on the base weapons. But because we have so many different weapons, and a lot of the weapons are like snipers or melees, or just kind of all around hard, I just said screw it, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, instead of doing the whole, like, perfectionism type thing. So I still have a lot of assault rifles I need to do. I need to do the AK, I still mainly just need to do the AK, I think, for base weapons. I need to do all the SMGs, the exception of, actually, no, all the SMGs. And then, obviously, I haven't done any of the new weapons, and, and then I have half the melee weapons done. I need to do, obviously, the bow staff, the sai, the katana, the skateboard, and the new Kali sticks. And then I have them all done. I can pull up the stats page here in a moment. But just generally speaking, when it comes to weapons and Nebula right now, I have the Dark Journey calling card. You'll be able to see it you can see if I can pull it up right there, and you can see at the bottom left. I have Dark Journey, which is to get 33 weapons Nebula. Overall, I'd say this grind is definitely a lot more worth it than any other grind I've done for Zombies camo. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Borealis is a very beautiful looking camo, one of the best camos we've had in a while. I like Nebula more, and multiplayer wise, I definitely think for like camos, I would say Interstellar is like the best, because it's just the most vibrant. But if I had to choose overall favorite grind that I've done, it would probably be this one, if only because you could knock out so much in one game if you're optimizing yourself correctly, as well as the fact that if you're just being efficient with everything you do, you can easily knock out one, maybe two weapons a game, at least headshots wise, depending on what map you play and all that. I generally like to stick with maps that have Deadshot on them, easy access to Deadshot, so either Citadel, the Tomb, or Terminus. You're probably wondering, why don't you just do something like Liberty Falls? Because you have like a camping spot in the bank. It's just a much easier map to play. Deadshot's not easy access unless you have a weapon with a sniper scope on it and you do the 3 Easter egg. Which, if you lose, yes, you can do it again if you lose it, but it's like, unless you have that weapon still on you, you're not really going to be able to do that. I personally just not a huge fan of Liberty Falls. I've kind of gotten sick of it. I've not to say because it's a bad map. I've just kind of gotten like burned out on it. That's why I like doing like the Tomb or anything like that. But going on the lines of overall camo grind, I'd say I could usually get the headshot. Like, if I focus and I'm not like dedicated to doing another video on a different game or what have you, I can usually get a map, like a gun gold within like a couple of hours, and then I can get it in Nebula within that same day if I decide to continue it. Weapons like the bow staff here, I took a break from so I could finish the nunchucks Nebula, because those are Nebula now as well. I literally just finished that last night. The addition of double tap really did help with a lot of the like elite based stuff, because don't get me wrong, a lot of people say, oh, elite's like the hardest thing because they just take a lot of damage. It's like, if you are running Aether Shroud or put a decoy or a monkey down and you just wail into something like the Disciple when it starts casting its one of its attacks, you can melt it very quickly if you have double tap. I prefer going after amalgams because amalgams are easier to farm. Generally for elites, I either like to do Terminus because you get you guaranteed will obviously get one around 16, but you can actually do the Easter egg for the Talisman by doing the Cursed Coins and get 3 free elite Manglers really easily. And if you want to really farm it on a map that's a little bit easier, you could obviously do Liberty Falls. But obviously if you're playing as Mayan Citadel, you get a free one free special Doppelgast from Pack-a-Punch, as well as the one in Easter egg. Same with the Elite. You also get a free Elite Doppelgast in there. You could also alternatively just farm Liberty Falls the Easter egg step. As long as you get the Mangler, you could just farm that one over and over and over again. If you want to be cheap, you could also do directed mode, so its health never increases. But I didn't like using directed mode. Most, if not all, of my camos were done not using directed mode. I think I only used directed mode for Afterlife Snipers because they just got too quick, and they just got too quick and rushed me too easily. So I did as very minimal actual directed mode. I have done directed mode for its actual purpose. Don't mind you. I've done Terminus and I've done Liberty Falls. I want to do more because it's fun. Overall, though, I think this grind is definitely worth it if you have time and patience. What's going to be sad is if and when this game does end up having its servers shut off, the grind for a lot of different things will be impossible to get. You won't be able to get, at least in my opinion, one of the best looking camos for one of the best looking camos as a final camo reward of all time. And just overall, my thoughts on a lot of different camo grinds right now is I like doing them because it gives me a sense of completion. Obviously, similarly with like going for 100%er and level 1000, it gives me a sense of completion that I've missed for so long when it comes to like something like Modern Warfare 3 and stuff like that. Like my goal for Modern Warfare 3 was obviously to get Interstellar, but for zombies, the only goal I wanted to do was just get gold and everything, which I did. I think I maybe missed a couple of snipers by the end, but I still got it on like 90% of the weapons, including Modern Warfare 2 weapons. But overall, my main goal when it comes to doing the camo grind is just getting it done. Like, I enjoyed doing the Atomic grind in Vanguard, for God's sake. It was actually a fun grind that actually made me use weapons in a different way than I ever thought I normally would. Modern Warfare 2019's grind was just a slog, and I disliked it because of all the weapon levels in that game. Modern Warfare 2's wasn't as bad. Obviously, Cold War's Zombies grind was very buggy, and I remember unlocking it before I technically got it done, which is funny. And then there was obviously Vanguard Zombies. I didn't touch that just because I like Vanguard Zombies conceptually, and it definitely piqued my interest story-wise a lot more than anything else that was non-Treyarch or like more non-traditional. Similarly with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, I like the story and I like the concept. I just couldn't vibe with the actual way the game played. I did end up liking Shino and Archon, I think it's called. I forget, it's been so long. I did like how they played round. I like how the round-based stuff played. I just wasn't. I liked how Vanguard played. I just couldn't vibe with doing long-term camo grind on that. Like, that's the only real problem I had with that, was that the camo was not worth it. Because just a green, it was just atomic green. And it wasn't even, like, if it glowed, I'd be like, ooh, nice. But it didn't, and I was like, eh. But from the standpoint of overall just, excuse me, from the overall just sense of the grind, I think Black Ops 6 is like the easiest we've ever had it. Which isn't to say it's hard, it's just to get all the things you need, so like stuff like the elites, the specials, all that. I think the biggest thing that really hurt the grind for me, in terms of wanting to get it done sooner, was the fact that they nerfed specials so hard. Like, on round 30, you were getting like 10 to 8 manglers a game, and you could get a opal done in like a game if you get Mr. Gold in the same match. But I understand why they nerfed it. Manglers were very powerful. I wish they did it a different way that was more in line with making them hit less hard rather than making them spawn less frequently. But that's fine. I would rather have ways of making them spawn faster, or having them just generally be easier to farm on later rounds than to try and force people to adapt to how the game works, even though it's simple as put napalm burst on gun, shoot mangler, it do more damage, profit. I notice a lot. I don't know if I'll make a full video on this, but I'm noticing people aren't able to read, are able to at least comprehend the idea of there's a solution to every problem, and it doesn't necessarily need to be nerfed. But video for another day. Elites aren't even necessarily hard. It's kind of just knowing what maps you can get elites easier on. Like, I think a perfect example of this, again, is Terminus. You can get a lot of elites on Terminus. Like I said, you can get 3, 4 guaranteed if you do the Easter egg up until Nathan. Obviously, Nathan's a very hard enemy to kill because he has significantly more health than most other amalgams. But still, that's at least 1 guaranteed free elite. And you do the Easter egg for the Cursed Talisman, or at least just the free reward from Captain Greg. You get the simple, like the most simple reward of all time, being just 3 elites and then the loot that it gives you. Like, you don't even necessarily need to have the you don't necessarily need to go for the talisman. Obviously, if you're going for the Dark Ops, go for the talisman, because that's one of the easier Dark Ops in the game, in my opinion. But it also is like, you get 3 free elites. Do that like a few times, and like if you do that 3 times, actually I think if you do it twice, because you'll get the amalgams as well. If you do that once or twice, you'll probably have Nebula on that gun in like a game. With this, you obviously have at least 2 guaranteed, with the not counting like the randomly spawning Disciple at 16, or 16 and up. But you get the 1 for the free ray gun. You get another elite for doing the shotgun, the one that involves the essence bomb in the serpent mound. But you also get a guaranteed one for you technically, if you wanted to continue to fail it, you also have the one for the abomination, for the rapid fire one, the fully automatic ray gun. So you technically can get upwards of like 4 to 5, depending on how you do it, you know? Which is good. I would much rather have guaranteed ways of getting them and having them be like simplistic to get than anything else. Because the way I see it is, if those did not count as elites, I generally don't know what you'd be able to do. I think similarly, you could also you also get some on the tomb. You get the 1 guaranteed amalgam on that 1 Easter egg step. But you also get like all the doppelgas and the amalgams in the boss fight as well. Like, I think I got my not my afterlife, but my opal aims, I think, in one of those. Or I got a nebula. I got a nebula weapon during that fight. I know I did. But it's like, there are so many ways to farm these different types of enemies that I feel like people don't realize how easy it is. But on the same token, I understand some people are finding the grind a lot harder. But there are easier ways to do it. I made a short talking about before the Tomb released. That actually got no views, unfortunately, and I'm very sad. That was basically like, hey, you can do all of this to make your life a whole lot easier when it comes to grinding camos. And it's very much a thing where there is so many ways you can make your grind easier that some people just aren't doing for one reason or another that I just don't understand. Like, there are some I get. Like, I think playing on maps that you could easily just farm kills on is good. But at the same time, it's like, you can't farm kills on some maps because it may not have deadshot. It may make getting your headshots harder. I know for some people, getting the GS-45 and the LR-762 sniper rifle headshots were a pain. They have since made them easier since they explode. Since they've made illuminations and not headshots anymore. I got them before that. I think these 2 weapons are very good. And hell, with double tap, they're even better. Because the fact that you can technically just keep them unpacked at, like, gold tier, and then just go ham, and then obviously now that they're elimination-based, you can just continue to get kills when they're packed. But to say that they're, like, not impossible, to say that this grind was hard isn't... I'd say this grind is a slog. I would not say it's hard. I think the hardest part of this grind is doing stuff like the kills without getting hit. Because that is truly just not necessarily hard, just tedious. Because you could go, like, 19 kills and then get hit. And it's like, well, there goes that. You know? That I get. But I think the rest of it? No, this grind is not that hard. I find the Warzone grind significantly harder. But even then, they added Warzone Casual now. I actually have a motivation to go for that camo now. If only because they've made a mode that's specifically for me now, it feels like. As well as I just dislike Plunder, because everyone plays Plunder like it's a freaking ranked play match sometimes. Hell, going for the safes for the damn Warzone skin felt like I was playing against pro players some days. I screwed up. I wanted to do the sleepwalking Easter egg. Oh well. But you kind of get the idea, right? Like, it feels like that. Look, this grind has only been made significantly easier. It's more fun than ever to grind out camos in this game, if only because there's so many ways of making it easier. And if you just don't want to make it easier, you find the way of doing it cheap, then just play directed mode. Like, if you really want to do it, play directed mode. I don't like directed mode because I think it's borderline free camos, and I don't like taking a handout. As well as, again, it's like it's serving the purpose of it's helped to guide new players to the Easter egg. I dislike the fact that people are basically manipulating it, and I'm glad that Treyarch is basically kind of incentivized not doing it because they don't want people using directed mode for its unintended purpose, for the wrong purpose, and I like that. I personally am of the belief that camo shouldn't count, period. I think weapon XP should count, but I think you shouldn't be able to gain camo progress in it personally, but I know that's going to be a hot take that a lot of people are going to disagree with, but that's just me. Like I said, opinions are opinions. We all have them, much like buttholes. Obviously, I know the rest of that quote is not everyone wants to hear it, or technically see it, but still, point still stands. Some people can have a differing opinion, whether you like it or not. I don't care. I'm very much of the belief of that as long as somebody is doing something in a way that they find fun and they find easier, they can do it however they play however the fuck they want. That being said, overall, if I want to talk about my thoughts on the camo grind, just plain as day, I definitely think this is the most fun I've actually had grinded camos, where I've not been miserable, with the exception of doing certain challenges like getting kills with a certain ammo mod, or getting kills with or getting kills on specific, like, parasites and vermin. Hell, there is, I literally think it's for the bow staff. I keep want to call it the cane, because I'm using Splinter's cane. I literally think one of the challenges for this weapon is to get kills on parasites. Like, I'm okay with that if it's like a gun, right? Because you can shoot a parasite. On a melee weapon, that's a bit more annoying, because yes, the first round on parasites is always a one-hit with melee weapons. Almost always has been for me. But to still do it is, like, such a pain, as well as you have to use a melee weapon on Terminus, which, don't get me wrong, is doable. But, hear me out, right? You get melee macchiato when you turn on power. You can get melee macchiato before you even get pack push open on Liberty Falls. You can't get parasites in Liberty Falls at all, and I'm just like, man, this sucks. Like, I know I need to do the elites I need to do the opal kills with this, and I don't have melee macchiato on this map. I only did it because I wanted to get the elites on my Tonto, my AK, and now obviously the Jackal, because the Jackal. But, like, overall, if I had to say one thing about the camo grind that I would, if I wanted to give one piece of advice to anyone doing the camo grind, it is generally take your time. Just take your time. I would say, if anything, if you're looking to really make the grind easier, if you have double weapon XP tokens, use them on weapons you are going to use them on, like, stuff here, like your snipers or stuff like that, to make your grind easier. Because wasting them on, like, ARs, SMGs, shotguns, stuff like that, don't. Obviously, I would say more than anything, play during a double XP weekend, if only because obviously you won't have to spend your tokens. But I would say more than anything, just save your double weapon XP for weapons you know you're going to hate grinding, and then during double XP weekends, when double weapon XP is up, focus on those weapons a little bit more. Maybe start with the one weapon and then the weapon you're more or less grinding a lot more frequently. Like in my case, let's say instead of the Jackal, it's like the HDR. I still would start with the HDR and then have the AK in my back pocket, because you can buy it off the wall on this map, as like a way of saying, okay, I'm working on the AK, but I'm going to be also working on the HDR's weapon XP because I want to get that leveled up. Is like, just take your time, don't rush into it, don't force yourself to play it if you aren't enjoying it, and more or less, just, I would say, focus on getting one category done at a time. Don't try and do one AR, one SMG, one shotgun, one whatsoever. I would say do a category that you think is going to be easy, and then do a category that you think is going to be hard, or do all the hard categories right away. I would say, if anything, prioritize doing the launchers as soon as possible, because Obviously, yes, you could do them once you get your PhD augments upgraded, but once you get your PhD augments upgraded, legitimately, I'm not even joking, prioritize the launchers the second that's fully upgraded. Because the rockets, the launchers are the worst when it comes to, like, grinding camos. Because, well, yes, they are eliminations, doing stuff like the elites, doing stuff like the... Afterlife's not that hard. But doing stuff like Opal and all that, and just generally, once you get to those camos, you're in the home stretch. That's the easiest part. But I think that's all I want to talk about for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more videos like this one, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next video or live stream whatever I'm going to make. I upload every single day in a variety of different games. If you see, if there's a game you want me to play and you want me to make a video on it, let me know. I may be willing to do so if it's a game that I can that I own on Game Pass or otherwise. And yeah, like I said, I upload every single day in a variety of different games. Like I said, if it's a game you want to see me cover, let me know. I'll see you guys next video or live stream I'm going to make. Everybody stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I actually don't know fully yet. My guess is it might be, yeah, like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in terms of videos tomorrow. I just know that I'm going to be trying to do something different. Because like I said, I try to do something different. It might be either an Alien Isolation episode, might be a video on Resident Evil, might be a video on Outlast, I don't know. Maybe one of the horror game stuff. Obviously, I work part-time job, so it's very difficult to do videos sometimes, but you'll know it when you see it. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video live stream I'm going to make. Everybody, stay safe. Especially nowadays with how the world is going, please. Please just stay safe. Like, actually.